Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you. So make it last forever. Stop in time. Yeah, I'm surrendering. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you.
Alright, we got one more little 30-second bump jam. What do you got, Simon? Different thing. Let's try it. There we go. Alright. You can dance if you want. You can shake your hips on this. Come on, shake it. Yeah. I like to shake it in the morning down on Bondi Beach. I like to shake it in the morning down on Bondi Beach. Yeah. We here for one way is all it takes now. We here for one way will it take. One way is all it takes. I'm Dusty Boots, Simon and Neo. Little impromptu funk jam, and we're going to leave to take it away. Good morning.
everybody, and a massive welcome to Onewave's 6th birthday party! The universal language is you at Onewave, if you haven't noticed yet. Now you know, so you greet people with you. This is so incredibly exciting. Can I just have a raise of hands of whose first time it is to Onewave? Oh my god, that is unbelievable. You all look very beautiful today. I'm not going to go into what Onewave is too much because you're going to hear from Grant, the founder. But to sum it up in just a few different words, it's obviously mental health, it's saltwater therapy, it's connection, it's family, it's good vibes, and hello, I'm still on. And I think this morning is a prime example of that. Like, how often do you come down to the beach at 6:30 and, you know, you've got the saxophone going? But basically, I met Grant about 6 months after he had kicked off Onewave, so what, 5.5 years ago. And I didn't even live in Sydney, but I was desperately trying to be part of it from a different state because it embodied so many things that I'm so passionate about, one of them being obnoxiously bright colours, you know, good vibes, hello, surfing, and above all, it was smashing the stigma around mental health. And I just thought, oh my god, how has something just combined so many things that I love, and having grown up surrounded by so many friends and family deeply affected by a broad range of mental health problems. Hello. Mental health problem. Yeah. Oh no, I'm good. Oh dear God. Yeah, a broad range of mental health problems. This was just so beautiful to see, and I think spending years with Onewave, also doing a lot of work with teenage girls around Australia, and then also doing this little thing called life, you know, I've just witnessed how every single person is going through something. It's their unique thing, it's all relative, and we need a family and a support system to be able to get through that. So yeah, I just wanted to say that it has been an absolute privilege watching, over the last 5.5 years for me, watching Onewave grow from this tiny little thing on just Bondi Beach to what it is today. 100 beaches are celebrating today, which is incredible. But not only that, to have witnessed thousands and thousands of people over the years find a family, a community, a voice, and I don't know, just to know that they're not alone. And I think walking down this morning, and as soon as I saw the beach and I saw the umbrellas and then I saw this sea of colour, I actually got a bit teary and I got goosebumps because I thought, okay, one, look how far it's come, but also how special when it was still super dark out here. But it's such a beautiful metaphor of, like, we are all bringing so much brightness to someone's darkness. So absolutely love what Onewave is about. It's been a beautiful, beautiful community for me. But I'm going to hand over to Grantos, who started this whole thing. So please give him a massive round.
Thank you, Libby. Thank you so much for coming down here today in your bright fluro, whether it's your first Fluro Friday or your 312th one. You guys coming down here in these bright colours, letting people all around the world know, no matter what you're going through, you don't have to face mental health challenges alone. So happy 6th birthday, you're all part of the Onewave crew now, so thank you so much for everything you do. Everyone, feel free to take a seat. Just chill, take a seat. Yeah, that feels better. So Onewave, we're a non-profit surf community. It's about raising awareness of mental health with a simple recipe: saltwater therapy, surfing, and fluro. And we want to give everyone in the world the chance to ride waves and openly talk about mental health. Because it's okay not to be okay, and sometimes it's the people we least expect that are suffering the most. The happiest people, kindest people, looking after everyone else. And that's why for the last 6 years, every single Friday, the Onewave family has been standing at the bottom of this ramp waiting to give people a hug, because mental health comes in waves. You never know when you're going to be feeling good. You never know when you're going to be feeling shit. Because life is rad, but it's also fucking hard sometimes, and that's where you need your family and the ocean the most. And so every Friday we start with an anti-bad vibe circle. We share real stories about mental health, and when you hear other people's stories, you realise you're not alone. You're not crazy, you're not weird from having anxiety, bipolar. You're just human. And then we get out in the ocean and surf, because sometimes one wave is all it takes. And I think everyone has their circuit. It might be music for you, it might be dancing, but you know, one wave is all it takes. It doesn't fix everything, it just helps get the stoke back. But I've surfed all my life, and when I was diagnosed with bipolar, I thought people would think I was crazy and weird, but it was the total opposite. And surfing was the thing that saved me. Out in the ocean with my dad, Brucey. He's my bipolar twin, so he also has bipolar. Biggest legend ever. So I surfed with my dad, and that was the thing that, and I started to understand what he'd been through. Like, he had bipolar for 10 years and I didn't know. I'm his son. We're like best mates. I should know that. And my mum, but the thing is, she can't surf all day, so when I wasn't surfing, I'd be walking with my mum, or she'd be taking me to quite a lot of shit doctors. And then I finally found like a good one. And now I call it just a check-up from the neck up. Now, you know, like everyone, you know, you get your leg checked up, you get a broken arm, you go to the doctor. Why not go to the doctor and get your head checked up? So massive shout out to Brucey and Alison and Sammy here. Sammy's been here since the start of Fluro Friday. He hasn't missed a week either, so this wouldn't have happened without him. So cheers, brother. Love you, bro. It would not have happened. This family. There's been weeks when I've been training on Fluro Fridays in New Zealand. There's always been a crew down here. So massive thanks to you guys, because the thing you guys have created today is, it's not only Bondi getting Fluro. There's 110 beaches from New Zealand to Norway to Senegal to Dubai to Scotland. 27 countries creating a fluro wave for mental health. And that shows, just like the ocean, mental health does not discriminate. You don't have to go through it alone. So what we're here today saying in our fluro, it's an invitation to say, I'm going through a funk. I'm feeling a bit shit. And you know, you don't need to know how to fix it. You know, but just being there and turning up, which the One Wave crew have done for 6 years, and you guys today, is what it's all about. So I just want to say a massive thank you to all of you guys. This is what it's all about. This is going to save lives. And today, after I'm going to get my good buddy Johnny Dusto, the musician, up to share his story, we're going to create a fluro wave from South to North Bondi to show people around the world you don't have to go through mental health issues alone. And we're going to do a minute silence before that, because we're losing way too many people too soon. We lose 8 people a day to suicide, but it's legends like you that are going to change that. Thanks, Owen. So Johnny's been part of the One Wave community since the start. He plays music at our gigs. That's what it's all about. He shares his story, very real, and the kindest person going. And I think if you can be anything in this world, be kind, and so stoked to have Johnny out here today.
Alright, I haven't done this before. Played a lot of music in front of people, but I haven't spoken like this. So, when Gren asked me a week and a half ago, you had a year to ask me. It gave me anxiety. But no, the truth is, since I was a teenager, I've had just massive ups and downs, and yeah, really struggled since I was like 15. I'm a real emotional person. I'm real sensitive, so anything that's going on around me and directly close to me, I get really impacted by it, good and bad. So if it's real good, I'm really fun to be around, and if it's really bad, you don't want to hang out with me. So yeah, I didn't really know what it was all through my teens, and at 17, yeah, I had a year of depression, and I was just like, what the hell is this? I'm usually fun. Everyone thinks I'm a fun person, but I don't feel fun anymore. And that was just so hard to come out of, and then sort of, came out of that when I was 18, and then when I was 30, I had a nervous breakdown. I was a high school teacher trying to give everything to kids and not looking after myself, and I started getting panic attacks going to school, driving to school, pulling over, crying, and then turning up to kids and going, hey kids, let's have some fun. And for 6 hours I'd last, have a couple of Red Bulls and get through the day, and then fall apart at the end of the day. And at 30 I just fell apart over a bowl of cereal, just crying, and I just had to call the work, and I was just like, I can't give anymore. I had nothing left to give, and couldn't drive past the school for 2 years. It wasn't the school, it was me, and it's a way. Hadn't really learned to deal with my emotions and give myself space to, like Grant said, it's okay to not be okay. And I'd put so much pressure on myself when I wasn't okay, and I think a lot of us do that. We put so much pressure on ourselves. It's okay to have shit days. It's okay to be really sad, to feel it, to cry, and to let it all out. It's okay. And it's okay to have a couple of months sadness. If you've had a relationship that went on for 10 years and you're sad for 2 years, that's okay. That's totally fine. If you had a best mate die, I had a best mate die at the age of 30, and that was a part of the nervous breakdown. He died within 11 months, and I just quit my foot. I just fell apart. 11 months, a lump on his shoulder, and 11 months at 30, he was gone, and I just couldn't handle it. I don't watch much of the news. I know what goes on, but I can't handle a lot of it. So I focus on good people, and I focus on good things. And I lost a best mate to suicide at the age of 16, and it was because his dad committed suicide 2 years before, and it was just like, so he couldn't handle it anymore. And I put up a post yesterday. I was interested in the statistics. I hadn't looked at it for a while, but every 40 seconds someone takes their life to mental health around the world. Every 40 seconds. I was just like, if there's anything that I can do to help other people, I'll do it, no matter what. And last year I had a relationship breakup, 17 years, a marriage of 10 years. So, and that hit me hard. I didn't think it was gonna, but I went into shock for 14 months, and I didn't want to be alive. And I've never felt like that before, but I couldn't work my way out of it. I've been on medication for 5 years after the nervous breakdown, antidepressants and mood stabilizers, and I was misdiagnosed bipolar type 2. I'm not bipolar type 2. I'm in the brackets of bipolar type 1. So I do have ups and downs, but they're not crazy manic. I don't jump off cliffs. I'm scared of heights. But I get super stoked, and I do so much, and then I burn out and I fall apart. And for that 14 months I just could not work it out. I was healthy. I was surfing every day. I love surfing, and I just surf for 10 minutes and come in. I hated everything. I resented music. I couldn't play music for 7 months. I just lay in bed and watch Netflix 10 hours a day, and that's the reality of it. We don't know what's going on with people. I couldn't hang out with my friends because I've just felt terrible to be around. But the biggest thing we can do is, like Grant said, is just be kind to everyone, be kind to yourself. And the biggest thing is, and I'm at 38, I'm doing a mental health plan since January, and I'm learning self-compassion and self-love, because that's the hardest thing. I can easily love everyone else and help you with your lives, but to say nice things to myself, that's really hard. I'm really self-critical, and that's just the honest truth. It's not because of my parents. They love me so much. I don't know what it is. I haven't figured that out, but I'm learning to be kind to myself, and it helps me so much more. And then, so since Gen 2, the reality is, I had to go to a psychiatrist and a psychologist, and I found an amazing doctor. Like Grant said, there's some terrible doctors out there. If you go to a psychologist and you feel terrible after you leave, don't ever go back to them, okay? They might be good for some people, but not good for you. Every single person is different, and just keep trying. And the biggest thing I say, I've had ex-students take their lives. A girl amazing sax player I used to play with, at 23 in Western Australia, she took her life, and I just said that just killed me. And I had a mate, a student I taught for 6 years, called me last week, and he was living in Sydney, and he tried to take his life and ended up in a ward, and he called me and he said, I saw your post that you had a tough 14 months and I don't know what to do, and I'm not going to save his life, I'm not Jesus, but I'm going to check in with him once a week and just check how he's going. He's moved back to his mum, and don't take on other people's problems, that's the biggest thing, because if you're an empath like I am, you can't take on other people's problems. Okay, you can help them as much as you can, but the biggest thing you can do is be kind to yourself and love yourself. Truly love yourself. I haven't learned to look in the mirror and say, hey Johnny, I love you mate. I haven't done that yet, but that's where I'll get to one day. But I definitely treat myself like a best friend now. That's what we've got to do, treat ourselves like you would a best friend. Thank you so much, and thanks again. Cheers everyone.
Wow, that was amazing, Johnny. Every time I hear him talk, it's inspiring, and there's just so much compassion in him, and I can really see it now. But the thing is, Johnny's got a story that for so many people goes unspoken. There are thousands more people that would be having a very similar kind of story that just doesn't get said. And through this kind of thing, we can really change that. Sometimes we push people away with silence, push people away that we care about. We wouldn't do that to people we care about, right? But we don't know the words, or we don't want to ruffle feathers. But today is evidence, and 111 beaches on today and the next day in time zones are showing us that we can teach ourselves the words, and we can teach ourselves how to connect with people through doing that. So yeah, massive ups to everyone here and all the other beaches, hey? So as it is a community, we've got people from all walks of life for the last probably about 3 years. Cedric over here, I think he's 85, I think it is, has been coming down to Fluro Friday. And he makes it his goal for the week to read out just a little quote for us. So he's going to do it one more time.
Not one more time. The truth about hugs. Whenever someone is upset, we offer a hug. But you don't need to have a special excuse to give somebody a cuddle. A hug is the best gift a person can give to another. After all, when you hug someone, you get a hug back. So why pass on such a wonderful opportunity? Here is everything you need to know about hugs. There is no bad hugs, they're only good. Hugs are 100% natural, especially when they come from your heart. Hugs don't need batteries, antennae, or the internet. Plus, they are easily transportable. And this one is for Grant. Hugs are gluten-free. So what are you waiting for? Go get a special hug from someone who cares about you today. So everybody hug the person next door to you.
Oh, that's awesome. Every week. Alright guys, so what we'll do now is we'll just have 1 minute of silence sitting here, and then we'll split off into 4 groups and line the shore. But yeah, just 1 minute where we can just acknowledge the people that might be going through something tough in our lives and we haven't quite realised it, because it's hard to see, or acknowledge the people that we have known in our life that were doing it tough. Or like Johnny was saying, maybe it's ourselves and just acknowledge that. So we'll have 1 minute silence, and then we'll line up along the frothiest place in the beach, on the shore.
good morning.